So guys, welcome back to another video. I think the last few weeks we've been sort of thinking about what sort of content we want to be bringing out, and we want to make sure we're bringing out the best form of content. So what you're going to find over the next few weeks is there may be some videos going out, there may be a delay with some other videos because we're just reevaluating, we're going back to the drawing board. We've had a very good run and some really good feedback with some of the first videos that we brought out. Now we just want to take it to a whole new level going into September. But in today's video, we're going to be going through, what we're going through in fact, what is it, a Q&A?
Q&A that the public have sent in questions for. So this was done on Instagram. If you don't follow us on Instagram, at Procured Property.
Yeah.
So the first question is, does the team like being on camera?
Do I like being on camera? I was on a podcast the other day and they were talking about this exact thing. Social media, being on camera, putting yourself out there. You guys are the judges. I feel like I'm getting more comfortable. In the beginning, I didn't really like being on camera. I've always been quite sort of in the background, like to do my thing, and then post every now and then. A big thing about social media is what it does for, you know, all the businesses that I have. It puts your brand out there, and of course it just builds a lot of trust because people can see you, they follow you, they see what you're doing on a daily basis. Of course, there's a lot of people out there that create this facade and this impression, but some of our content is genuine, it's real, and it's going in the right direction. Do I like being in front of the camera? I like it now. Now it's okay. Long way of answering the question. The team, most of the team does. We've got some new starters that are a little bit apprehensive about going on camera, which is only going to, you know, which is fine. We're a growing company. Bear in mind, some people don't want to be on camera. Does that answer the question?
So next question that someone sent in, what areas of property do you recommend getting into?
What areas of property do you recommend getting into? What I would say is it's so subjective, that question. There are many people who break property down in sort of foundational level. So you've got your traditional buy-to-lets where you're simply buying a property, perhaps maybe you're doing a very small refurb and then you're putting it on the market to rent and with the hope to refund. If you was starting from ground zero, I'll definitely say, you know, that's a very good place to start. But I always say just dependent on, it's a case-by-case basis, depending on your circumstances and what you want to achieve. There are some people who go straight into developing because they've built up this capital, and then they've got the right people around them to help them sort of expedite that experience. But generally speaking, most people start off with your residential buy-to-lets. Simple sort of vanilla buy-to-let. You're buying a property, a house or a flat, and you're getting it rented out to generate an income and appreciation over time.
When is the best time to invest?
When is the best time to invest? This is always the question that a lot of people say, whether you're in property or any other asset class. The best time to invest was, not to be cliche, but it was yesterday. It was years ago. If I could have invested 20, 30, 40 years ago, we'll all be in a better position. And obviously the second cliche saying is today, you know, as soon as you can. If you know what you're doing, in a sense that you've got an understanding of what you want to achieve, you understand where you are right now, and you've got a little bit of knowledge, or perhaps maybe you're working with people that have the knowledge to execute on a plan, then you should get started as soon as possible. If you have the facility, the knowledge, the confidence and the team and the support, go out and do it straight away. Wouldn't waste any time.
Next question is, what's your best advice for a new investor?
Best advice for a new investor is going back to what I always say, start off with the end in mind. Really understand why you're doing what you're doing and why you're doing, you know, what you're about to do. So really understand what the end goal is, understand what's available to you through, you know, should I invest in residential, commercial? If it's residential, what strategy? Some strategies might be good for some, depending on your tax position as well. There's a way that you should invest in property. So I'm just getting a bunch of calls coming through, so my mind just drifted off for a second. You might leave this in maybe. It's the end of the month. I know there's so much going on in the office at the moment. So wait, the advice, right? Okay. Start off with the end in mind. really understand what your objective is, what your goal is, and then reverse engineer it through learning what strategy applies, and it will help you achieve that end goal. And work with the right people, get the support, it's out there. But don't confuse yourself, because there is a lot of information at the same time.
Going on to a different topic again, kind of more back to you, would you change the way that you did things business-wise if you started again?
Would I change? Of course. I mean, you know, if I could have made mistakes a lot earlier, so then, I mean, really, I'm not saying I've been in the game for 10, 20 years. It's still really early. But I wouldn't change anything if I had to just say, be honest with you, off camera sort of stuff. I wouldn't change anything. What's happened has happened for a reason, and it's obviously developed me to where I am and who I am today.
What's your end goal / mission?
Oh gosh. End goal. The end goal is to make it sounds so cliche, but it's to make a difference, to raise the standards. Like I said, the industry is a dinosaur of an industry, and people are used to doing things the old and the same way, and they become so used to it. The market has become so used to it. Investors and consumers of the market have become so used to this old way that they're numb to what's happening. But to improve the standards, to make a difference in this space, and to spread more awareness of how property investment is so powerful for people. If we're relating to property, then I probably have some other end goals.
So this was sent in by someone. Would you get into commercial property?
Yeah, I mean, because I look at, like I said, this game, they're all faceless strangers, whether it's residential, commercial. If the numbers add up correctly and I have enough confidence in the investment through experience and knowledge and having the right people around me, but my core focus will always lean towards residential.
Would you want to teach others how to invest in property?
It's an interesting question, because what we do on a daily basis when people leave inquiries with us, we're ultimately providing education. However, I think the question is more leaning towards if we're going to bring out a course or something like. I'm not sure whether it's something it's the route we want to take in terms of, you know, launching a course that people will have to pay for as long as possible. And it will be simply for the purpose of people just having access to real-time information that's up to date that will ultimately help them invest in property. That's the end goal.
What's your opinion on property investor courses?
My thoughts on it? I think, look, the key thing is standard and quality. There are a few people who are pushing very good quality programs and courses for people. My only thing I have to say to it is, those who are training, just please make sure you're still in the industry and you're still doing what you're training people on, that you're at least still aware of what's happening in the market on a consistent basis, and you're active. It's real time, it's up-to-date information. So it's a little bit like, you know, you wouldn't see a doctor of the 1800s. You know, you wouldn't go and see that person. Yes, there was a great doctor at the time, but now medicine has evolved and it's changed, and you know, it just doesn't. That's what's going on in property. People bought a few properties maybe 20, 30 years ago, and now they're teaching the same things that they were doing 20 years ago. It doesn't add up.
How would you invest 25k?
25k, I'll just put it into a buy-to-let or partner up with someone. Because 25k, yes, can give you access to the majority of the property market. Not, of course, some parts down south, obviously, but it will at least get your foot into the door. If you can buy correctly, buy below market value, in growth areas with strong fundamentals, put it straight into it.
And next one, do the risks of property outweigh the reward, or?
Good thing about property is that it's a tangible asset. It's very, very rare the money that you put into an investment property goes to zero. You must have done something insane for that to happen, as in for you to lose all your investment. So that's the beauty of it, especially with the rental, you know, with the coverage and the value, loan to values nowadays. Everyone's very conservative with numbers, so it's very rare like you go to zero. So the risks definitely do not outweigh the rewards.
What's next for you with the business?
No, what's next? Like, we've gone through some growth pains, some serious growth pains the last 2 months. I think most of the market has, you know, in terms of there hasn't been a lot of stock to go around. It's been a buyer's market. There's been more buyers than inventory. We've had loads of new hires, people coming in at different experience levels. getting everyone up to speed with the company and with vision and what we need to do, targets we need to meet. We've had completions coming through, refurbs starting. We've had clients who have had, some deals fall through, so it's managing that and that emotion. And that's the reality. We've had clients who have been upset, not necessarily with us, but just with the whole transaction, because of the parties. Everything that could happen in a month in business has happened, and really start to get into our stride again.
They're asking how many different departments are there in your business?
So a property investment company encompasses, there's a few different departments to run to keep things flowing. Otherwise, no one person can do multiple things. First things first, we've got front of house, which is portfolio managers and also the portfolio directors. So what they do is they speak with investors. They're the front of house. These are who the clients speak to on a daily basis. They ascertain what you're looking for as an investor and get you in as a client so that we can show you the best possible deals. Then you have the acquisitions team. That's another department that specifically just goes out and gets the best possible properties, builds relationships, negotiates, gets offers out, tracks the investments, make sure we have enough properties coming through. Moving on to sales and progression. So sales and progression, essentially what they do is they help progress the sale of the property. We make sure we have all our deals that we introduce our clients complete, keys in hand. So they just chase up, follow up and liaise with all the parties within a property transaction: solicitor, mortgage broker, the buyer, the seller. We have the marketing department, which is broken up into two. Got the social media, and that just brings out all the best content for our clients and potential clients and people who take a look at our content and appreciate the content. So that revolves around making sure all our social media platforms are up to date, providing the best content possible, and also email marketing as well. Plus getting all these videos out to you guys on YouTube, edited, etc., and all the ideas that come from there. And on the other hand, we have the media buys, so Facebook ads, Google ads, and we also have accounts, and that's a core bit. And really where I sit in all of that is more operations, marketing, and providing support. So those are the departments. So that's a wrap to today's video. Really good questions. It's always good to hear what people are saying, and in a different location as well. This feels a lot more soothing sitting on the couch and with the mic. So let us know. Do you prefer podcast here at my home or in the office? Let us know. I think this is a better vibe. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment below, engage with us. We want to know, do you like the videos? That's a wrap for today's video. I'll see you guys all in another video.